Welcome back to another episode of Debatables. I know it's been a while, but first off, we want to say thank you to all of our loyal viewers for sticking with us. We know our schedule has been a bit all over the place, but we really appreciate you sticking through with us while we go through and get our life situated. And to show you our appreciation, we would like to welcome the first person who shares our podcast on Instagram for a chance spot to be a guest on our show. Tonight, you got your girl Tacos, your boy Verb, of course, Trity, and unfortunately, Light is on sabbatical, so we'll see him when we see him.
Hey.
All right, hey, welcome back, everybody. So, Tacos, what's on the agenda tonight?
Wait, what is sabbatical?
Sabbatical is like a personal hiatus.
Yeah, kind of like a mini vacation.
A leave of absence.
Some of us ain't the brightest of the bunch.
We could tell, but we just didn't say nothing. We was trying to support you.
Here's the thing. We looking to extend and expand our viewers' vocabulary. Mm-hmm. We educate.
Like seductive, verbal seductive.
Mm-hmm. Tell us more about that. Tell us more about that since we educating tonight. Tell us more.
We can educate another time. I asked the question. We not gonna talk about
One time, y'all. One time we gonna finally get it out of them, the backstory on that.
Yeah, but what have you guys been up to for our hiatus? What were you guys up to?
I'm on vacation still currently from my job. But I just actually went to Beyonce's Renaissance. I was gonna say carnival concert.
Oh yeah, she got a carnival now.
Man,
that sounds dope. Did you see her daughter?
The rain people? No, she didn't come out.
Darn.
But
how was it?
Missed opportunity.
I will say, and I put it on since we are recording, I was never a fan of Beyonce. I always thought that she was overhyped and overrated. But after seeing her perform for the first time, my opinion still stands. But I have grown. No, I'm not part of the Hive. I would never.
Please, Hive, do not come for us. Do not come. Remember, we are a land of the free and individualism. Please do not come for us.
What she said. But I also will say that I have grown respect for her as a performer.
Because, yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing is Beyonce is one of those musicians who also know how to perform. Not a lot of people know how to do both, but she is one who will put on a show for sure.
I've seen concerts, and half the time, a lot of performances are lip synced, but her mic was on the entire time. There was very little lip syncing. She danced her ass off. The background was on point. The visual aspect, everything was great. So I have grown a bit more respect for Beyonce since I went to this concert.
It's good to hear, I think that takes a lot too, right? It's so easy for some people to just be stuck in their own ways or mindset and not be open to just appreciation. And not everybody is, meant to like everything though, but when you see something, you show some appreciation to it. So
I also saw the Yin Yang Twins and Flow Rider over the weekend as well.
Hey.
Oh, so now you're just showing off.
Yeah, man. I went to 2 back-to-back concerts this weekend.
What a vacation.
The Yin Yang Twins are getting old. It makes me feel old because they're getting old. It was a hilarious performance, but I still give them credit for still trying to be out here keeping hip-hop alive.
Okay. And Miss Trity, what about you?
A girl is still in grad school, so I was just hammering down on the homework, went through finals, succeeded, thank God, passed another course. So, and trying to stay cool. Whew. This heat right now is unbearable.
Y'all appreciate the heat.
Can winter come, please?
Man. Winter is
y'all
coming.
Experience a winter in Chicago, you would appreciate that heat a lot more.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
Still wouldn't.
No, I'm good.
Here's the thing. You can continue to put stuff on. You can't take stuff off.
Thank you. That is my motto. I'll put on more layers. I will walk around like a little Inuit. Nope. Inuit is the correct term. Eskimo is not, actually.
Look at you.
Another little nugget of knowledge for the crew tonight, alright? Nuggets, dropping them.
Blah, blah.
But yeah, it's like a little Inuit, just all bundled up, little skirting around like a penguin because I got too many layers on. Can't even move right. But no, you don't want this heat. I don't wish this heat on nobody.
It is almost 8 o'clock at night, and it is 105 outside.
Enjoy it.
And you know what it feels like? 105. Just because it get dark don't mean it cool off.
I've been out to Arizona in the middle of the night, July before.
You still break a sweat. You still are super.
I didn't want to get out the car. I was upset and questioned life on why I decided to go to Arizona in the summer. Like, who does that? Should have stayed my happy ass in SoCal.
I've been to South Carolina and I've been to Vegas, and that heat, it really is a different thing.
Vegas heat is just as bad. The desert is it is unforgivable. All right. Okay. Well, lovely catching up with y'all. Let's go on and move on to tonight's topics. Tacos, what we got first up on the agenda?
So, my first question of the night is, what the fuck is going on with Florida?
Florida is always on the list. What is not going on with Florida? I think Florida that's an easier question to answer.
Even more of a reason not to ever want to visit.
Nothing. Yeah.
So my first round of questioning is: have you guys heard what they're saying about teaching middle schoolers that slavery benefited us?
Where?
Did y'all hear that?
Yep, I heard it, and I just, when you think you've heard it all from Florida, they come up with some new shit.
How is it even remotely beneficial?
They're trying to say because we learned skills that we later on used, it benefited us. Yes, massa. We learned skills that when you whip us,
let you rape me and just produce your offspring. Wow, what skill set? What a skill set?
What individual said that? What individual Congress?
DeSantis, the one that's claiming he's trying to run for president.
And hold on. He's running like on a counter platform, still conservative, but on a counter platform from Trump, right? He's still conservative, but he's different from that.
Yeah, but if people are looking at what he's doing in Florida and how bad the economy in Florida is right now, like their economy is shit.
Did you hear about all the Mexican workers that had walked out of all the jobs?
Yes, and I'm so proud.
Man, my people's right there. I don't know if y'all know, by the way, but I'm mixed.
We know,
right?
We know. Yeah. We can tell.
You know what? What? I wish one day we gonna bring video to this. We gonna give you some visuals on what really goes down. But anyways, my other people's over there, okay? They's doing it. I'm so proud of how that is because they have crippled the Florida economy. But that was an immigration thing. They sit up there and they gonna charge, what did they say? They were charging felonies or something like that for any people who were hiring immigrants or illegal immigrants.
Yeah, and they said the economy is so bad that this year for the 4th of July, the amount of people that went to Disney World was next to none.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
I was like, damn. Now I like that. Like, yeah, let's boycott them. And if we all could get together and boycott the system, ain't nothing we wouldn't be able to achieve.
Money is the root. If anybody we gonna badmouth money, don't patronize them. Or is that the right word? Is it patron?
Don't hurt.
I don't think it's patronize.
I think it's just patron. Do not give them your services. Do not put your money. Put your money and support those causes and those businesses or states that are deserving of your hard-earned green.
Or like I want to say, put your money where your mouth is. If you claim that all this is so wrong to the system, quit supporting the system.
Right.
But wow, but that slavery thing,
I can't believe that. I really, when I heard that, I thought it was a joke, right? I was like, oh, they bullshitting us right now. And then when I went and like looked it up and did the research, I was like, no.
This is like some stuff you hear out of like how certain children were raised in the deep south, right? Certain, people of a lighted complexion were raised to hear these up things. This is some Uncle Ruckus stuff.
Yeah, and now I can imagine, like, right now, right, in the climate we're in, when we were playing Call of Duty or any video game for that matter, the first thing somebody wants to call us out is the N-word, right? Mm-hmm. But now I can see kids in a younger generation not saying the N-word, but saying, yo, it was a privilege for y'all. You should
be thanking us.
Yeah, you should be thankful that we did what we did, when that's not the case, and it doesn't
it's funny, that's not the first time
basic common human decency. What? That it benefited us?
Yeah.
Well, everybody's gonna think, but they only feel that there's a benefit because they don't feel that we have value from the jump. When our people was doing, you don't forget what Nas spoke on years and years ago. All right, we was kings and queens doing the mostest, right? But they came to try to bring us back down and thought like we came from nothing. We came from everything.
That's why they came and got us.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, for a country that don't really like us, they sure want to be us. But
that part, they want to be us until it's time to actually be us.
Ooh.
Everybody want to be black until it's time to be black.
That part.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not down for the cause? What was that? There is this lady that I have come across before. She is a amazing speaker, and I've shared her. Her name is drawing a blank to me right now, but she did this she did this whole test on a bunch of they went to like an Oprah show, right? And they made all the blonde hair, blue-eyed people wait outside.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I studied this in my psychology course.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to throw out the quote that I found Kamala Harris to say. They insult us as an attempt to gaslight us. Which is crazy because it's true. But I don't know. It's just so much going on.
It is true.
And for them to be like, yo, you should be thankful that we cared enough to whip you and take you from your home is absolutely wild to me. Especially coming from people who didn't build up this country. Like, this country is built on the backs and bones of African Americans, of immigrants, of just so many different people of color. For them to be like, that does not matter, is completely crazy to me. And then for them to teach the younger generation, like, we all know racism isn't, you're not born racist, you're taught it. So for them to continue to put that out there and teach that, it'd be naive of us to think like, yo, it's never gonna happen, we've changed, we haven't. We're still doing things, we're still repeating history, and something as simple as women's rights. So I don't know, it's just crazy.
Oh, and I just remembered Jane Elliott, that is her name. Blonde hair, blue-eyed, or blonde eyes versus brown eyes. It was a racism test. If anybody, our viewers, you get a chance to look it up, it is a great and very, very obvious and thought-provoking experiment that was done just on unwitting participants. But it really goes to show you that you don't like it, but you ain't doing nothing to change it. You don't like, you don't want to be treated that way, but yet you still treat someone else that way.
Oh, Jane Elliott. I adore Jane Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
Jane Elliott.
She is one for the cause right there. That is the person right there who's actively using a platform to bring attention to. It was one of a kind. One of a kind. It's still so relevant today, and this experiment is almost 30 years old now. Over 20, 30 years old. That goes to show you, ain't nothing changed.
I'll go to war with Jane Elliott.
Hey, she right there. She got us. We going. All right. Well, Florida. Always something.
Oh, wait. While we still on the topic of Florida, y'all hear about them cocaine sharks?
Oh, yeah.
Wait. Did we just go from cocaine bears to now sharks?
Man, I don't know. Man, it's been everywhere.
from the land to the sea? Oh.
All I'm saying is, I already didn't want to be in the ocean with no damn sharks. And now you saying they on cocaine?
Oh my God. They just eating everything.
They said it's so bad because people are dropping the drugs in the ocean and the sharks are getting to them. But they said it's so bad that when they ended up doing like a mock thing where they put fake packages in the sea, the sharks started attacking the packages, thinking the packages held cocaine, and they is addicted to the cocaine.
Can you imagine a shark on withdrawals?
Can you imagine how picture this.
I'm imagining a shark coked out, but also a shark on withdrawals. It's crazy all the way around.
Picture this. Yeah. Imagine somebody jumping into the ocean with one of those like colored latex bathing suits.
Oh no!
And the shark's thinking like, "Yo, that's a
package of cocaine.
That's it."
I remember Dave Chappelle skit with the crackhead.
Yep.
That's the sharks. That's the fucking sharks.
I'm telling you.
I don't ever imagine them swimming
I'm
around
officially...
like. I know you got some.
I don't know why I'm getting Finding Nemo vibes though, but like
I just need a little taste.
Speaking of Finding, imagine Bruce, big brawling Bruce the shark.
Yep.
Coked out, baby.
Oh,
baby.
Oh, geez. Oh, Florida, you was on the bucket list. Nope, excuse me, the wrong bucket, the shit bucket list.
They said this one got a little flavor to it. They said the sharks are so coked out. No, they said the sharks are so coked out that scientists observed them like swimming in a straight line, chasing something imaginary. That's how coked out they are.
Wait, is that coke? Is that ass? I don't know, but they is on a trip right there.
They tripping.
Oh my God.
Now, if the racism thing wasn't for you and you still decided to go to Florida, y'all go
down
for the water.
Good luck. Sharks. Good luck to you.
Don't wear that latex.
You can survive on the land wasn't an option. We'll go on the sea.
Don't be shaped like a box.
Shit, that's half the Florida's out there.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so bad, yo. So freaking bad.
Oh my God.
Nope.
Can you imagine if that did something to like their genetics and they started like,
why was I thinking that too?
Ooh,
why
Lord.
was I thinking that? Like, how is that gonna start morphing them?
You wouldn't put it past sharks to mess with their own genetics.
Right, I wouldn't put it past the coke to mess with their genetics.
Oh,
anything could. You just think about, right? Like sharks are one of the they're ancient, right? They are ancient, and now you got a new thing that's like, is this like the end of times?
It is. It is. I'm just gonna be real with you. It is.
This is
between climate control and everything else that's going on, us repeating history, climate control, women's rights, like
what women's rights? Florida also doesn't even want kids to be able to know about menstrual cycles.
Like, yeah, this can't be.
So y'all remember the classic TV show Street Sharks? That's gonna be
never seen it.
Well,
I'm sorry, you a lot older than us.
It's actually from 1994, woman.
Okay, what that mean? I was born in 97, man.
I mean, I'm definitely older than all of y'all, but still, I don't I don't remember that. Oh wait, yes, I remember. Oh my God, what if the sharks came to the land because of the coke and they like morphed and became land?
That's what I'm saying. Like, what if one day instead of
one day gotta talk shit?
Okay, I remember. I apologize. I'm old. I
No, I'm saying, remember if one day you just walking down the beach and you see a shark, right? And you thinking
walking
like,
down the beach.
You see one right next to you. He's over there lifting weights and stuff like on the
talking
beach
about
doing curls.
He talking about scratching his neck.
He looking for some juice. You got some?
You looking mighty tasty over there.
And if you ain't got it,
why do I feel like we like an episode like Marvel What Ifs like cross paths with? Oh my god, we have crossed.
Hey, sometimes you just gotta find the funny in what's going on.
Definitely, we definitely have to find the funny. So all right, well, we really packed a lot into Florida tonight. What is next on the list, y'all?
I just like to say I love how we did it when Light isn't even here to to defend to defend his Florida.
There's no rebuttals to what the fuck Florida's doing right now.
I know, right? And then we were able to talk freely about Florida. I do appreciate that. I agree with y'all.
But for how long? Anywho, let's keep it moving.
He gonna pop in and be like, Florida.
What up, bitches?
It's not my part of Florida.
I don't identify with it.
Light, if you listening, we just making fun. We poking fun.
Yeah, we miss you. So hurry up. Get on back. All right, guys. So let's go on and hit the next one. Well, another interesting item that's been coming up is, just the simple things about becoming more cultured. We were talking about,
what's wrong? Cats got your tongue?
Oh, let me grab a drink real quick. I'm sorry. I did get totally tongue tied. Hold on.
She on that cocaina.
Yep.
She dealing to the sharks.
She been to Florida.
It's a side effect. Oh God. Continue.
That booger sugar. You alright? Yeah.
What's wrong with you? Right, you got a powder up there?
All right, guys, I'm ready for this. I'm back.
Over there sniffing that white girl.
The lie detail. Why I got the itches though? These allergies are kicking my butt. I swear. When you got allergies, but everybody thinks you coked out. Great.
What kind of pills you taking, huh?
The little white ones. I'm just crushing them.
Taking that white girl.
Whew. All right, guys. All right. Oh my god. All right. You know what? I forgot. I give up. Tacos, you take it away. Go for it.
Well, it sounds like you were asking our thoughts on being more cultured. Which
yes.
I'm fine with.
Yes, thank you.
I wanted to ask that question given today's climate of everything that's going on. How do you respect and understand one's culture without overstepping the bounds, like people are doing to anybody of color right now?
That's difficult.
What's up?
That is difficult. I think that in order for one to become more cultured, right, you have to understand your why. You can't just be doing it just because, it's the thing to do. Becoming cultured is completely different from, what's the word? Appropriation? Mm-hmm. No? Yeah. Yes. There's like the difference between appropriation and appreciation, right? Mm-hmm. And I think once you're able to differentiate between those, you can work to become more cultured and well-rounded. You literally, in order to be that, you have to invest yourself into it. Understand it, learn about it, respect customs and traditions. I mean, even if you think about, with blacks and being able to not just saying the N-word, right? That's not being cultured. Nah.
Bert, why don't you give us some more insight since you're over there cracking jokes?
I don't know what you're
Come
talking
on.
about.
Bring it in.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I wasn't cracking no jokes. But anyway,
the lies.
I do agree with what you just said. I do feel like you can't just up and decide one day, hey, I want to be cultured. It's something that you have to, invest.
It's an investment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you know that saying your moms used to say, treat people the way you want to be treated.
Right.
Do you think that is a valid reason to become more cultured? As a African American person in America, let's say you want to look more into, I don't know, Asian cultures, right? Is that a reason? Or let me do it one step further. Mexican culture, because I feel like we're kind of treated the same. You don't think so?
No, I do think so. I do think so. I think.
Oh, okay.
I think it also depends on like your intentions, right? Like you just investing or being more, even if you're doing Asian versus Mexican culture. Here's my problem with that, right? Let's go to the found. Back this up a second. Treating people as you want to be treated is a problem because nobody treats each other. They want to sit up. We've had these conversations about relationships, right? Oh, I want him to do this, and this, but you ain't doing shit. Oh, I want them to, but you ain't doing shit. So if you're not bringing nothing to the table, right? How are you going to even be, expect to be cultured? You have to have a good foundation. I don't think someone can even strive to be cultured until you yourself have a solid understanding.
But won't it start off with treating somebody the way you want to be treated? Because it doesn't start off. You start off as two strangers. It's up to both strangers to be.
You don't have to be cultured by dealing with the stranger. You can be cultured by.
No, I'm saying what initially would interest you in it, right? You start off by, maybe you have a friend who's, in a different culture and you're trying to understand your friend more and understand where they're coming from.
Okay.
It starts off by you two different people wanting to be nice to each other and then move forward from that, right?
True. You have to, but you're right. You have to have that mutual respect for each other, right? If just as them, it goes both ways. In order for that type of situation to work, it has to be reciprocated, where you're gonna give that person that understanding in order to,
That's how I am about life in general, like.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You going on this culture thing, but if people don't have the basis within themselves, within their own culture, their own...
Is that like basic human decency?
Basic human decency is missing. You cannot become cultured until you pass the basic human decency test. You need to get that shit out the way before you start to excel and expand beyond. All you gonna do is be traumatized.
It's earned and not given.
Mm-hmm. That's true. And I think that's where people get that misconstrued, is people automatically think, oh, because I am who I am, you need to respect me, when that's not true. You haven't given me a reason to respect you. You haven't.
What have you done for me?
No, I don't want to say what have you done for me lately, because then it sounds like tit for tat, right? When in reality, if you can show me,
it can be at some level.
I think at some level it can be, but I don't know. I just feel like, human decency is the basis. It's the basis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, okay, let's say, so once we've crossed that path, right? We've established that you are a decent human being and you are cleared for takeoff on the cultured express train of the globe.
Get sidetracked at the cocaine sharks now.
I'm sorry. Florida has a big X around it, so we won't be visiting. That is an off-limits contaminated area for most of the country. Especially, we'll get back. There are travel advisories.
You would expect something like that out of Texas, not Florida.
Yeah, that's weird.
I was thinking, Texas has actually been doing a lot better in some levels. But we're going to get back to that because I do want to touch on that travel advisor. But, so now we're cultured. Yeah, I think it's, in order to become cultured, you need to understand why you're doing it too. Are you really trying to learn something? Or are you just trying to cherry pick, key things because you're on some bandwagon? Exactly. Ooh,
that's just like I said
the
earlier.
benefits.
Everybody wants to be black until it's time to be black. You want to see the positive side about being black.
You want the big booty. You want the curves.
Yeah, but when it's actually time to be black, where you at?
Yeah, when 5-0 rolls up on you.
You pulling out that white privilege card.
You have to act. We get taught to act a certain way, to do everything in our power, because no matter what, especially our men, are gonna instantly be perceived as a threat.
Well, that's the thing. We code switch flip, right? So there's always two sides to a black person. Any black person. I honestly want to say anybody of color. There's two sides to anybody of color because we're taught to code switch. Because we don't want to make you feel
uncomfortable. We don't want to make you feel like we are a threat and you try to fear your lives and go out and call the police on us.
Whereas people who...
we cannot be ourselves. How would everybody feel?
Now I think about it, I don't code switch. Because even when...
you do.
No.
You do. You do. I've heard you code switch. You just don't realize you do it.
Becomes more natural. You may think about it. Even code switching can come in the form of just workplace interactions, right?
I was just about to say that, because even when corporate comes to the office and I'm talking to them, I'm still myself. I don't change the way I talk to them at all. I even shake up
level,
with them like no.
You may not realize it. You may not realize it. You do. Most people cannot be in a workplace environment of any stature and be their authentic selves.
I would like to say a prime example of verbal code switching is when we talk about verbal seductive.
That's not code switching. That's me telling you that's not going to happen.
That's an alter ego. Hey, there's technically different
Beyonce.
faces, okay? And that was that. But everybody has multiple faces. It's
because she has an alter ego.
Sorry, I forgot.
What does that got to do with me?
It's okay.
We was making a joke. It's okay. It's okay. Every day he's showing he was on the short bus. It's okay.
I love you too.
I think I might have been the driver.
And she was right there next to me.
Just playing a support role. The whole crew, we own this.
Couldn't have been. I wasn't even born yet.
No, you was born on the short bus.
I came out of the short bus.
And you stayed.
I was conceived in the short bus.
Is that why you short? Oh my god.
Oh yeah, she ain't have room to grow. Oh baby.
Poor Tane. It's okay.
Y'all so acid.
I'm just saying, you opened the doors and we just skipped our happy asses right on in, all right? But so on a sidetrack, let me circle back. Those travel advisories, I know, we already done with the whole Florida thing, but I have to say that the NAACP recently initiated a travel advisory for us going to Florida, because Florida has become openly hostile toward African Americans or people of color.
Well, yeah, initially it said African Americans, but with the whole immigration thing and just everything going down there, no, it's people of any color.
So stay safe out there, y'all. Stay safe. I know a lot of our stuff is like, what the hell, what the F's and stuff with Florida, but it's real.
To make it worse is you can't even retaliate because of the fact that you go to jail.
Get no support.
Yeah, that makes it even worse.
Did you guys ever seen the Green Book? Movie The Green Book back in the day, or read the book? Probably. So it was about this black man who was going. He had a white driver to go with him through the South to basically create a listing, an index of safe places of travel that blacks could go.
Yeah, but here's the thing. We're in the 21st century.
And we are going almost backwards. They just had to put a travel advisory on Florida.
Yeah.
I mean, America in general, U.S. in general, honestly, got their own travel advisory.
There's still some sundown cities here in Illinois.
What?
Yeah. The further south
shed
in
some
Illinois
light. Shed some light on.
the further south in Illinois you go, the more you'll come across some sketchy towns that you don't want to be in after dark.
It's not even just to be classified as a sundown city is literally, for those who may not be aware, you're talking there was rules. If you were black, you were not allowed to be out on the roads after sundown. Because anything was fair game. You could be lynched, shot, jail, whatever. You basically lost what little rights you did have.
So I know this is serious, but I gotta bring in a lightning note. So if we just closed our eyes and didn't smile, they couldn't see us.
Why? They can see Tova. I mean, they can see you. But...
You know what? I can't help it if I'm light bright. I'm gonna go blend in somewhere. I'll just stand behind your ass. All right. They gonna get you, one of y'all first. All right. I'll be ducking. She really short, so I'm gonna have to lay on the ground, but I'll figure it out.
I mean, I'm fast, so you got to catch me.
Great. I'm fast too. I ran track.
As did I.
Well, I drive a mean getaway car, so my ass is gone because I surely can't run. But I can drive like no other, so let's do this. I'll catch y'all in the interstate something out there.
But out there? What state would be out there that you'd be safe to go into? Shit.
Nothing. I'm going to Canada. Fuck it. No, I'm leaving. I'm just leaving the country. I'm going to Canada.
Canada on fire.
I'd rather be on fire in Canada than deal with this stuff in the U.S.
Here's the thing. You'd rather be on fire than to continuously have your rights taken advantage of.
That's sad. You know what that just reminded me of? It actually just got dark, but 9/11. People would rather jump from those burning buildings than to stay in and catch fire. That's the type of world that we live in right now. I'd rather go be on fire.
Lesser of two evils. Which one do I have a greater chance of survival? I might have to get some skin grafts, but I have a greater chance of survival in fires up in Canada than being lynched or taken back to whatever out here.
You know what? That brings me on to our second point, the violating women's HIPAAs. Right. You said the lesser of two evils. Mm-hmm. So the lesser evil would be just to be caught on fire, because here you have to worry about 1, your race, 2, your gender, then you have to worry about rape, just all the new different fucking laws they're trying to attach to all the different states. Yeah, we're just going backwards, and the history does not bode well for people of color going backwards. So
it's
explain to me, why is it?
So we actually decide to leave. Then what they gonna do?
No, we just need to do what Florida did, what the Mexicans did in Florida, and actually unify.
Yeah.
We the people need to hold ourselves together. We have not done. BLM was a partial failure. There was some success out of it, but we haven't done well since the civil rights movement. We have not become collective since then. And for anyone who thinks, oh, that was like 1 or 2 generations ago for most people. That wasn't nothing. That wasn't nothing. I still got family alive that's well in their mental health and can truly vouch for what went down, because it hasn't been that long ago. So
you
for
know
everybody
what?
out there,
I'd like to pose a question.
What?
1, do you think that is because now we don't have a leader? Back then, they had 2 really good leaders, and Martin Luther King and Malcolm X.
I think that is
so. Now
both going for the same cause, just two trajectories on to get to that.
Obama, as much respect that I got for him, I don't think he would be a very good leader.
Well, I mean, he did.
Here's my thing. I think him being a leader was more like MLK, right? Where he's now this. Whoops, beat my microphone. He's now this.
Whoa.
That what we call these days, kids.
Oh my god!
Over that beat microphone.
No, but now he was this person that everybody looked to, not just Black people look to. Everybody look to. So the same thing we were saying with code switching, I definitely think it applies to him. Where I do think Malcolm X wasn't so much caring on code switching. He was for people.
He was real. He wasn't trying to be liked by everyone. He was what we needed. And the Black Panther movement had long lasting impact. Still, you think about free lunch programs and stuff. They've had a generational impact on the foundation of our lives that we don't even realize or give them credit to.
Yes, and I don't think you can have one without the other. I think the reason why it worked so well was because MLK was that I'm going to be for everyone.
Interesting. It's an interesting point.
Because look, if you think about it, Malcolm X, right? People nowadays, he would just be too straight, too narrow, too, pound to the people. Whereas MLK, he was for everybody, but not so much for everybody.
So Malcolm X grabbed up the people, the more radicals who didn't conform or didn't see eye to eye with Martin Luther, but still were on the same. They knew there was an issue at hand, but that quite wasn't the path they wanted to go. But Malcolm, they still needed a voice.
I feel like Malcolm was more of a by any means necessary type of individual versus
Martin, completely agree.
Who was, less more. He was like,
he took a Gandhi method.
Yeah, exactly. Peaceful, turn the other cheek type.
But here's the thing, right? So where our climate is, I feel like right now, we have been in that MLK state. We're going to take the peaceful route. Now, I'm not condoning violence. I'm not condoning it. But however, we've been in this state since the 60s. Nothing has changed.
I don't completely agree, because what happened this is why I say the BLM movement didn't fully work, right? Is because from that became a radical without, and it split within itself, right? It wasn't like Martin Luther or MLK and Malcolm, right? Where you had two distinct leaders leading two distinct groups.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, they were still able to have meetings with each other. They weren't at each other's throats. And that's why today it will never work out, because we can't be for the people together.
What was that basis I said? What was that basis? Human decency? It rears its heads again. I think maybe the question should be is, how do we get people to become more civil towards each other? Because we can't do it collectively.
In order for us to have anybody
and lose the ego. That's exactly what it is. Swallow the pride and lose the ego. Black folks are too prideful. I'll say
it. Hey, I'm right there. We saying it. You got backup here on that. There's no lie about that.
I think some do think that they shit don't stink, and I also think that some, when they become too big, they forget boastful. Where they come from. Mm-hmm. You forget that you was born in the hood, even though you were this multi-million-dollar CEO who runs $1 billion corporation. Doesn't matter. You started down in the dumps.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I got.
We all started down in the dumps. So,
that's why I got respect for people like Keke Palmer and Rihanna who actually give back, because they still are humble. They remember where they came from.
LeBron too.
Yeah, I think people like Kanye, who done went up there and he don't look back.
Kanye. Here's the thing, though. Kanye's a very unique situation, right? Kanye used to be. Kanye is a subject, I feel, of a potential mental health crisis, right?
I agree. Yeah.
When his mother died, it all lined up with his break in the character that we knew of him.
Yeah.
His personality switched, and he became
like
lost in a way.
Him marrying that Kardashian lady is also an issue.
Kardashians got some bad voodoo judo about
that. So. Here's the thing. I think him marrying Kim did Kim good. Because
it did her good. Yeah.
Her good.
Yeah,
but
let me
finish.
Him. Let me finish. You want to say you think the mental break was when his mom died. How long has that been? You can only blame that for so long, because eventually you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, I know.
No,
you don't think so?
No.
I think
here's the thing. If you don't get the correct help for it, and it's never properly, because they should have, the Kardashian clan should have put him in a cycle. They should have took a power. They should have done stuff to help him get the help he needed.
Right.
And you don't think
optional. Don't know how to grieve.
You don't.
Some people.
And you don't think Kim tried? Let me play devil's advocate. I'm not the biggest fan of the Kardashians, but I'm saying, you don't think that maybe in their private because she did came out and said, when he said slavery was a choice, she had to pull him and talk to him, and he just wasn't hearing it. So you don't think she tried to pull him to the side and say, hey,
look it, when you have to put someone on a psych or 72 hold, right, because there is something completely wrong, or you do not feel that they are capable, that is a hard thing to do, and that's not for the weak heart. Simply pulling them aside and having a little side conversation, trying to pull a coattail, like, hey, that was not quite right, you should try that again. That's not enough.
You say it like that?
I'm just saying, because it's like, to me, it's what my grandma used to call you pussyfooting around, right? You tiptoeing instead of getting to the freaking topic and, freaking shinking it right there in the gut that you got an issue. The family collectively sees it, and having an intervention and coming to terms. Either you gonna shit or get off the pot. You're gonna get yourself together on your own, or we are going to make you get yourself together. But you are not in a right state. You are not yourself, and you need help.
Yeah, but until that person decides that they are ready for that, and that's when it gets to the point where the person needs to decide, I'm having mental issues. If they can't accept it, then it's their choice. At that point in time, they made a choice not to look into it. So, but that's what I was saying. That's his choice.
And that goes back to what we were talking about. Black folks are very prideful.
Yeah, it's hard to admit. Yeah, and we know, and we all know, especially in the Black community, mental health is actually very shunned. It's actually not just the Black community. It's in minority communities in general. Mental health is something that's shunned upon. It's something we can't afford. It's considered a white people issue. You can't afford to be depressed. You can't afford to be bipolar. You can't afford all this. It is such a, we were marginalized.
That stems from our history, though. Oh, you going through a breakthrough? Master still wants you to get out there and pick that cotton. So either you're picking the cotton or you're getting whipped. It don't matter. So I think that's where it stands
that still stands today. Some companies like my own don't believe in mental health. All I got is PTO. I ain't got no sick days. Everything all goes into that PTO. Once you out of that PTO, that's it.
But that goes to we were talking about becoming more cultured, but that becomes the corporate culture society and corporate social responsibility, right? CSR is, I'm gonna drop some more nuggets on you guys. It is a term I've come to learn, right? That until certain companies, like you think about Patagonia, right? They are a socially conscious company, right? On little stuff. But until companies take more time in, and that takes a while. It takes a while and it's expensive, right? It's expensive to be able to invest in that. But the having that balance and knowing that you're going to be getting that money back in the end, not every company can really see it. But that's debatable. I'll leave it at that.
That is very debatable. Now, on to our last topic for the night. Oh no, what is you doing segment?
Oh no, who we got on here tonight?
Drum roll, please. Miss Carly Russell.
Oh, hell no.
Don't you got a soundboard? That was kind of unnecessary.
She do got a board. It's called her desk.
And you know what? Tridy joined me. I'm like verbal over there.
I thought
I was down for the cause. I was down for the cause.
Push the button.
Nah.
We
supposed to be ride or die.
Staples. We ain't pushing the easy button.
Well, you didn't ride for that drum roll. Wait, what?
He died.
What?
See?
Wow.
It cut myself.
Yeah, that happened.
Anywho.
Okay. So yeah, back to what you were saying. What you doing? What this woman? Oh my God. Verb, give us some insight for the people who aren't familiar with Carly Russell.
She faked the kidnapping.
And
that's it. I mean, everything else just falls into place. She decided to pull over, claim that she saw Tyler on the side of the road, called the police about it, then just disappeared for 2 days. Then all of a sudden, she pops back up at her parents' house. Where have you been? Claiming that the kidnappers let her go and gave her money.
In her ankle socks. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got 2 questions. Regarding this. One, seeing that she was African American, how do you think that makes us look? 2, did y'all hear that she did all that because she went to her sneaky link's house and Miss Ma'am had a boyfriend?
It's a lot of shit going on. Some people say she probably had a mental breakdown, which I actually see believable as well. She was manic, and I don't know what to believe at this point. I stopped caring because
it's hard to believe, right? Because here's the thing: with mental health, it is hard for people to pull that card and truly be believable and have any sympathy for it. It's really hard. Right. So easy to do. If she was actively being treated, whatever, she maybe I'm gonna give her a little bit of that. But
I'm not, because think of the story. No fucking way. You can come up with a story.
Before. No. But I'm just saying, there was a woman here in California who did that.
I'm saying, look at how elaborate her story was. I can't honestly just say like, oh, she was having a mental breakdown. Her stories have gotten way too elaborate.
Based on her Google history, it all happened right then and there. It didn't seem like her history was too... But here's the thing, right? If it's too elaborate, you would think it had been thought out for a month and, there's been a lot of time invested, thousands of searches, whatever. But at least from what I was hearing, it was all just right then, like not too long before it all went down, that she started doing all these searches.
I mean, and to be honest with you, let's be real. You don't need to Google search for you to be like, oh, I'm going to do this. Maybe she's been thinking about it and just acted on it.
True, but to get the plan together, unless you've already been watching the stuff, maybe you need a little backstory to try to figure out what's the best way. What did she look up to take out money out of a register without getting caught?
My thing is, even if that's the case, why would she call the police and actually start some shit? Because once the police showed up,
because I think there was a backup. I think when you plan something and you're nervous, you start to overthink things. So I think that part of it was like a backup, like, oh shit, well maybe let me say this just in case and I'll cover my bases, when in reality it just made her look more guilty.
Wasn't she also on the phone with someone too? She was on the phone with someone as well.
Different sides to this story. I don't know what to believe.
Me either. We never will. We may, there's a possibility we may not be able to ever get the truth out of her. But I think one of the questions you asked, or the points you brought up, was, does it affect us as a whole? Hell yes.
Because
now next time somebody really come on missing, they gonna think it's a joke.
And there is a huge undertaking of women and children, especially Black minorities or any minorities who have been, it's just been a resurgence. This is a huge problem that no one's talking about. And she just dumped on it. She just took a big ass shit right on the cause that there are legit people who are, and all the resources she took away.
Oh, everyone's trying to say that.
Ooh. Yep. You know what really grinds my gears?
Especially because I feel like this is the first time us as a community, us as minorities, us as Black people, us as this generation have truly gotten together and was like, no, we're going to figure out what the hell happened to this girl and bring her home. That was the first time to me this has ever happened, because it was everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, like it was everywhere. People really wanted to find this girl and make sure she was okay. So now I feel like that has definitely will have an effect.
I'm going to play devil's advocate on here. I feel that it only got as much attention because of the weirdness of the potential of them using a child as bait. That's what really put this one to the next level. What's really going to take this to the level is how we condemn her as well as any other person from ever doing something like that again.
Well, they said she got fired because
her whole life is screwed. She's going to jail. If she's going to jail, she's gonna have to. She's just gonna end up probably going to another country because she will never be able to have any face around here and be. Everybody will automatically think she's a liar. She can't be trusted. Don't cry wolf.
I mean, I didn't think that was something we still had to be teaching these days. That's something you learn in the first grade.
Girl, we've been talking about human decency this entire episode. Basic human decency.
I think that's what I'm gonna name this episode. Basic human decency.
I like it. That is not debatable. That is facts. Oh God, but no, she took us back a number. But I need our people to come together like this to be able to find a cause. I know. If I end up going my PhD route, which I probably not, but I would swear I would want to come up with finding some path for us to be a process that we could do to get together, because we need to unify. We are the most ununified minority group out there. I said it for years.
I mean, I think we need to unify before we get to a place we can no longer go back.
I don't think it'll get that far.
I do. Mm-hmm. Look at never. You say you don't think it'll go that far, and I hate to keep bringing it up.
But that goes back to what I said, that black people are too prideful. They won't let it get to that point.
Hold on.
We're too prideful to unify, but we're also not too prideful for us to get back to, day one slavery type shit.
No, here's my thing. You say you don't think it'll get to that point, but I hate to keep bringing up women's right, but Roe v. Wade. Look at that. Nobody thought that would happen. Nobody thought that would happen. And look at where we're at. And you don't think they're already trying to make laws about slavery again? Like, it's out there. You can read about them. They just keep knocking them down. That don't mean if we get somebody like Trump in the White House or somebody like DeSantis for all that matters, who doesn't give a shit, it can happen.
I feel like none of these politicians give a shit as long as they getting paid. Honestly.
They don't at some level. They don't. I think Warren Buffett. Hold on. Did you hear what Warren Buffett had said? He said the one thing he could fix the $1 trillion deficit was any politician who didn't do whatever, lived up to whatever they said, they got fired.
Nobody gives a shit unless it's happening to them.
Oh, yep. Say it louder for the people in the back.
Nobody gives a shit unless it's happening to them.
Damn, that's some real shit right there.
And on that note, I would like to end this episode of Debatable. Thank you guys for listening in. We had a great time. We got a little BTS for you guys that we might post to the gram a little later.
And don't forget, whoever is the first to reshare this podcast on Instagram has a chance to come and be a guest on our show.
Yes, tag us. We will.
Yes, you got to tag us. Share and tag, y'all.
Verb, would you like to say anything to the peoples in the back?
Y'all have a good night. We'll catch you on the next episode of Debatable.
Peace.